Hey, friends. So I have another email video that I'm editing, but I just received a bit of hot gossip. So I thought we'd have to come and discuss the tea while it's piping hot. Now, there have been rumors of this already. I've seen a few videos on YouTube and TikTok, and I didn't pay too much attention to them. The rumor is that Gypsy is pregnant with baby number two. So, yeah, I didn't pay too much attention to that. Oh, look at Big Bubby there looking out the window. I didn't pay too much attention to that at first because I just, anybody can say anything at any moment. That's common in drama communities. However, I just heard that the rumor is going around Chillicothe that Gypsy has told some of her besties in Chillicothe that she's pregnant with baby number two. Now, that to me carries a little more weight because I heard from the same source that Gypsy was pregnant the first time before it was announced and leaked. So that makes me think that this could be real. Now, another possibility is we know how the Blanchards work. So they could have called and told someone in the prison, hey, guess what? Gypsy's pregnant with baby number two, just to see if that information was going to get out there and leak. So I can't be too certain, just because this was right last time that it's right this time. But I don't know. I kind of believe it, y'all. What do y'all think? It seems to fit with how they went quieter for a bit. And then suddenly Gypsy's back saying she needs to make more money. Kian is completely disappeared for a while, maybe trying not to make such a fool out of himself. Who knows? Who knows? What do y'all think, friends? Anyway, I'm going to stick this on the front of my email video that I'm editing because it's not very long in and of itself. And let me know what you think in the comments. Lil Frodo has pulled out some more interesting emails on Reddit, so I thought we would read them and see what we got here. As per usual, I'm not going to show them on screen. I have a few times recently and I haven't been flagged yet, but I'm still being cautious. The link to the Reddit posts where the screenshots are will be in the description if you want to follow along. These emails were obtained through the Freedom of Information Act and the Missouri Sunshine Law. All prisoner communications are subject to Freedom of Information Act requests. So first, I'm going to read Little Frodo's summary of what the emails are. It says, these emails are between Gypsy and Kristy, her stepmom. When Gypsy says mom, she's referring to Kristy. These emails are from November 2018 through January 2021. In this time frame, Gypsy is engaged to Keen, but they break up October 2019. Gypsy then dates Jeff November 2019. She makes it official she dated Ryan in emails to Kristy August 2020. But then Gypsy and Jeff don't break up until February or March of 2021. And then Gypsy and Ryan get married in July 2022. There's a lot of overlap there, y'all. And I really commend Lil Frodo's dedication to try and figure out the timeline because it is a tangled ball of yarn. Okay, so our first one here is outbound from Gypsy, and it says, Mom, I am so brokenhearted. Blank dumped me. He said that if it's not one thing, it's another with me, and he can't handle it. It is too much stress being with me, and I make bad decisions sometimes. He has made it clear we just need to go our separate ways. He dumped me because I'm not perfect like he expected. I am blown away right now. I thought he was the one way, and he is not who I thought he was. We had something great, and he just threw it away over some dumb shit. I trusted him. I loved him so hard, and it kills me to know he couldn't love all of me, even my flaws. I asked him to send some clothes and things to y'all's house. I don't think he will keep them at his house. He will send it. I am so mad at myself for thinking he was my person. I ripped up everything from him. Pictures, letters, all of it. I didn't even know he blocked Blank and got into it with her and Blank and that whole shit show. He said that I scam people and that there is more than I tell him going on, which I told him everything. WTF? I thought he and I could have a good life together. Hell, he didn't want kids. And when we got back together, I accepted that about him and was willing to give that up for him. I thought, hey, well, maybe I wouldn't be a good mom after all, so I wouldn't be making a horrible decision to not have children. Why am I so unlovable? I feel like I have no one now. When Blank ended our relationship, Blank was my rebound until I finally realized I really fell for him for real. The truth is, he left his girlfriend after seeing me on TV and told her he had to pursue me, even though I was engaged to Blank at the time. That was months before my breakup. He stayed in the shadows, waiting to have his time with me, and I happened to call and cry to him one day, and it all came full circle. I don't know if he, and then it's cut off there. So yeah, she's talking about her breakup with Jeff and bringing Kian into it a little bit too. But she admitted to Kristy that Jeff said that she scams people. Oh, okay, and this is her wedding invitation. I think back maybe from her and Kian. Okay, yeah, Lil Frodo says this is her email to Kristy about showing like the her wedding invitation. Says you were invited to attend the marriage ceremony of Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Mr. Kenan Euchre. The bride and groom invite you to be witness to their new union, sharing in the happiness of this meaningful occasion. When January 16th, 2020 at 9 a.m., where CCC, Chillicothe Correctional Center. Your name will be added to a limited guest list of expected guests. However, attendance is at the invited guest's leisure. Then another outbound from Gypsy to Kristy. Mom, I think I made a mistake. A few days ago, I sent Blank the emails I sent to Blank in hopes it was piss off Blank once it got back around. Frowny face. I talked hella shit on her and actually asked Blank to post it. I feel like I just opened a new can of worms. Unsure face. Sigh. Oh, and then we have inbound from Kristy. I think they must have been emailing these to each other at the same time. Because Kristy says, did you send an email to Blank telling her a bunch of shit about Blank? Because if you did, that's a breach of contract and I can get sued. You need to send me that email, Gyps. You knew you were under contract and this will make things worse. All the hard work I'm doing can be thrown out the window and I don't want to be sued for something like this, that I had no part of that email to Blank. Please tell me you didn't do this. Oh, they're so messy, y'all. Okay, outbound from Gypsy. Mom, I know Blank read you what I wrote her today. I want you to know I meant no offense to you. That remark was meant to show her how things are perceived. I am self admittedly hurt by you siding with Blank and not me. I need some time to myself, so I won't be calling home for a while. I promise I still love you. Blank will let you know if anything is wrong with regards to me in here. Be careful with your partnership with Blank. Anyone can make themselves out to be a professional and well accomplished, but ask yourself, why has she exploited me to the fullest? And that is why I will not enter this anymore. Every little thing becomes her new article or interview. As for advocating for my release, one or two articles is nothing compared to her pimping me out for fame. The rest of the interview is not relating to my early release. I have no privacy. Everything has to be something new and intrusive into my past or present. Why do I have to pay the price over and over again? I am reminded every day of what I did, who I am, and what happened. I don't need it being thrown at me over and over. How can you drive forward if you're always looking in the rear view? You get your head out of the rear and drive with your eyes on the road ahead. That's what I'm doing. This is, I guess, a falling out. I love you. I just have to love at a distance. P.S. I'm not sure where we stand when it comes to you coming to Blink in my ceremony. I need time to think about it. I'll let you know when the time comes. Oh, man. So she kind of uninvited Kristy to her wedding, so she had to think about it. Outbound from Gypsy. Mom, I want you to know that I am sorry I sent those emails to Blank. I am not joining her quest for stewing up drama, and neither am I siding with Blank. Both are at war with one another, and both are trying to sway me in their favor. I have messages from people on both ends, and I have told them I'm out. I'm not taking sides. I have said my thoughts. Yes, I may have been upset. However, I meant every word. I may have been telling you and Blank this for over a year now. Y'all just disregarded me like I didn't matter. Even Dad knows how I feel, so he threw up his hands and said I'm out too. I love and respect him for that. I know from my heart that he loves me and just wants my happiness and closure. Though I do not want you to be liable for my opinions or choices, I feel like this has gotten way out of hand. Blank can try, and not those words, call me little tink tink, a name for a mentally slow person, or downgrade my very honest opinion as a cover up for the truth coming out. But I am getting so much positive feedback from people who are true supporters and people who can tell Blank is overdue for a wake up call. People see that you love me and you have a wonderfully big heart, but they see Blank leads you astray in some areas. I can imagine it's hard being pulled in so many directions, like Blank wants this, but Gypsy don't want this, and you signed a contract and so on. So you legally have to obey the contract. It can be crazy, and then Facebook drama on top of it. Tongue face. Like, where does it end? That's why I don't want any more drama. So I'm hoping she and I can have a truce and put aside the conflict for a bigger meaning. I love you. Take care. Gyps. BTW. Got the pics. Oh my God. Dad looks weird with no hair. LOL. Inbound from Kristy. I seen the letter you sent to Blank about the POA, power of attorney. I just sent it to you. I never have, nor will I ever sign your name on anything. I'm not like that and never will be. I have been laying low from Facebook and all messages. I went look in it a little while ago and seen that email, but I want to assure you that I would never sign anything in your name. I'm not that crazy. LOL. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Love you. Inbound from Kristy. Do not sign anything you get for another contract. If you do so, they are putting it that they keep the life rates. I know you sent an email to them saying you agreed to what Blink sent you, but do not sign anything. We are already out the contract, so it's done. And by you signing what they send will tie you to it more. They want control and they aren't going to get it back. Keep this between you and I. Love you, Mom. Inbound from Kristy. Please, for the love of God, stop emailing Blink. She's posting them everywhere. You want to keep things privately and for people to stop talking about you and Blink, and you're giving her ammo to do so. This will keep on going and going if you don't stop. All media outlets she's sending them to. This will just add stress to you and to me and all the people who love you. Inbound from Kristy. Yes, you did open a big old can of worms. You need to make a statement in an email that you're sorry for what you've done because Blank is taking this to everyone who wants to read this. This will cause us to do major damage control. So that means I will have to do interviews for several media outlets. Oh, Kristy was jumping on that for an excuse. Outbound from Gypsy. Mom, is this true? Did you break away from Blank? I did send a select few that email. However, clearly someone that wasn't trustworthy because I never sent it to Blank and somehow she got her hands on it and posted it. WTF. This bitch annoys me. Though it's only been a week since I last talked to you, I really feel hurt by how everything was heading. I love you. And to have to distance myself to the point you were completely out of the loop of how I'm doing, what's new with me for the only reason, and that's so it won't be made a spectacle or circus act. It wasn't about Blank. It wasn't about this or that. It's the fact that we are just people who are flawed. We make good choices and bad choices and we move on. But my biggest wrong choice was being thrown up in my face every day since. And Blank was so unprofessional, it was laughable to call her a known writer, producer. I have been thinking over the last week. A long time ago, we said a book deal was a good idea. I think while I am still incarcerated, we should look for a publishing company that would be interested in an autobiography, my autobiography, and maybe a skilled writer with well known books can assist. Without doing new e-news segment on Gypsy Blanchard, took a healthy poop today. My point, I have always wanted to share my experience, but in my own way, in my own time, the right way that would not offend my mother's brothers and sisters, but rather they see the humanity in her as a person, as well as sharing my own thoughts and perspective. And a good portion of the proceeds go to MVP awareness. This and public speaking is going to be my way of being an advocate. I realize that when the time is right to publish, I will do book signings, and I'm sure this will be something that even Blank is supportive of because it is me sharing my life, how I want and feel good about. By proxy was a good idea before Blank Dean put out the act. It's not only been done, but it's not been done, but it's not the way I want to share something so intimate as my life, my mom's life. A book is what feels right, and that I can get behind 100%. I wouldn't mind getting royalties from it. I would have mostly wrote the book. It's my hard, it's my hard-earned moolah. God. I know that as a mother, you feel disgusted with how I grew up. How can a mother who is supposed to protect their child ever harm their own flesh and blood? And I give you nothing but praise for taking me under your wing. I feel like I'm no different than my brother or sister. I think the overall circumstances has just taken over the Blanchards' lives. I'm sure it was nice going to New York for a few times, being seen as a celebrity and meeting the most famous talk show host up to date. It was kind of cool at first, but then fame comes at a steep price. No privacy, crazy stalkers, being called every bad name known to man, having your family drama posted and commented on by 40,000 people, your relationship, marriage being put under stress because of the intrusiveness of strangers and so on. We need to get back to being just people, and it may take a while, but watch how fast it fades. Blank was majorly manipulating us into thinking we need a PR person and that she had our best interests at heart. BS. She saw an opportunity, three of them. One with a big heart who is a good mom, one who works all the time and is the provider, and one who is incarcerated and happened to have this story that can make major bucks. Yep, I'd say she hit the jackpot with us and will say anything to stay on our good side. While we are doing just fine agreeing or refusing to our own press way back when, just fine. And we'll do so again when the book is published. I agree with her on some of that about Fancy, but she didn't do so good at her actual plans of stepping back and being normal people and staying out of the media. Even without Fancy's influence, Gypsy couldn't help herself. Outbound from Gypsy. Hey, I did get the clip promo. I freeze framed that thing frame by frame. Holy shit, I have an idea of what Blink meant about the reenactments. I'm glad I couldn't watch it. From the short images I saw, it seemed pretty spot on, even down to me having pink nails. Handing Blink the knife. That was a little too real, the thing for me to handle watching the whole 2 hours or even 15 minutes. I doubt I'll ever want to watch either doc film. I live with the memories, so I don't need a visual guide of my worst hits in life. Hmm. So she admits to handing Nick the knife in this email. Occasionally, she's denied it. Outbound from Gypsy. Hey, Mom, I just wanted to give you the official good news. Blink and I made our decision. We are getting married in July. We both agree it's fine to tell our friends and family, with the exception of Dad. Blink still wants to deal with that man to man. We know that our plans will get mixed opinions, but I am doing something that will make me happy. Almost all girls, teens, and women dream of what their future husband will be like. Most have their first crush at like 4, and they say, someday I'm going to marry blank blank, and we will live in this playhouse and eat candy and cookies forever, and we will have 7 baby dolls. Well, that phase didn't happen for me until like 23, with blank was my blank blank. And at that time, I was more in love with the idea of the wedding than the commitment of marriage. It is now at 27 that I understand the importance of trust, fidelity, perseverance through hardship, and strong love of a commitment at this level. And with knowing that I am ready to make those vows to the right person, I want to make those ties to someone who understands and wants and needs and will be able to meet them with ease. And Blank does that for me. I really want to share my life with him, and no one else comes close to meeting my expectations. And trust me, I'm not just speaking out of being in love. I know the challenge we face. 4.5 more of them to go, but that is something we are taking on together. Love you so much. So funny. How many times throughout the years did she say, I've matured and I know about love and fidelity and responsibility now, just to crash and burn a few more months later? Same when she got out, married to Ryan. Outbound from Gypsy. Wow, met a girl that has a very similar childhood to mine, but her mom was more the mental aspect of Munchausen by proxy. It was nice to meet someone who I could relate with. Ha! Good Lord. Outbound from Gypsy. Never realized how much the sexual abuse that I experienced had affected me. I'm going to see the therapist about it. You think something so long ago is dealt with, but the emotional and mental damage still remains. I talked with Blink about it. He is super supportive and sensitive. It's times like this that remind me why I love him so. So over and over in these emails, y'all, she talks about going to see a therapist, but then whenever she come out and talked to Kim Kardashian, it was, oh, I didn't qualify for therapy in prison. Such a liar, y'all. Outbound from Gypsy. Just got a letter from blank uncle in prison. He wanted to tell me he is proud of me for my testimony at trial and that he knows blank hasn't been in touch, that it's really just been hard on her, and I can understand that. I can't blame her. I assume maybe from Dee Dee's uncle or something. I don't know. Inbound from Kristy. Oh, wow. Why is he in prison? I'm glad he let you know he was proud of you. I barely talk to her now. She's well reserved, and I know her job keeps her busy. I think she's single now. I knew they called the engagement off, but I don't think they are together anymore. Outbound from Gypsy. Don't know why he's in prison, but that was nice of him to reach out. Also, I got a card from Mr. Blink from the group. Smile. Can you see if Sebastian is still in the group, or if you have his number, please let him know. I want to give him a call and also send him a Christmas card. I miss talking with him. I lost his number a while back. Thanks. Love you. It's really, really weird to me, y'all, how with friends and boyfriends, almost all of them have to go through either Christy or Rachel Garlic to get the Gypsy. It's very strange. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's not this, but it almost feels like a pimping out situation. What do you all think, friends? Am I going too far? I mean, even like their story of how Gypsy became best friends with Bree is Bree went through Christy to Gypsy. You know what I mean, friends? It's just so weird. So, so weird. Okay, since that was the end of Lil Frodo's batch, I'm going to go over to the original document and read a few more. And this is starting off on page 350. This email is outbound from Gypsy, and it went out on February 27th, 2019. Says, "Hello, Blank. By the way, totally cool last name. Smile. I received your letter yesterday and called my stepmom so she could find you on Facebook to send you a message letting you know I have email access only through JPay. Unfortunately, I don't have internet access. Anyways, thank you for reaching out to me and your kind words of support. I offer my sympathy for your experiences you went through as a child. I know more than most how difficult it is to overcome the trauma. I'm doing well, thank you. Smile. I actually did pass most of my GED. I am only in school for the subject of math, my weakest subject. I see the parole board in December 2021. I have about 4 years left until I can be paroled. I am touched by your letter. I have done a few interviews sharing my story and was able to maybe help others by doing so. That was my goal anyway. I since have chosen to shy away from the media, now declining any and all interviews so that I may focus on the healing process of myself and my family. I am ready to move forward and leave the past where it belongs. I am aware there are two TV series in production about my life, which neither am I an active participant in the production process, and that is my own choosing. I am creating a different path for my future outside of the spotlight. My ex blank was sentenced last Friday. I'm saddened by the news of his sentence. I took the stand on his behalf at his trial, hoping the jury would be merciful, but they gave him life without parole, and that is but another sorrow on my heart. I have no intention of communicating with him as we are just toxic for one another. I do hope that he finds a level of contentment and meaning in his life. As for me, I take it one day at a time. I don't count the days, but rather make the days count. Smile. In just a few short years, I'll have such a bright, fresh start. Smile. I take comfort in that. Smile. Anyway, so enough about me. You're in a band? Maybe you could send me a videogram of your music sometime. Smile. It's 4 stamps to send a 30-second video. Smile. I had Blank invite you into this Facebook group that gives updates on me, LOL. So welcome to the group, LOL. I'm socially awkward, tongue face. Well, I hope you have a great day. By the way, emails can get slow sometimes, so don't worry if I don't respond right away. It takes like 2 days for emails to be received. Hugs, Gypsy. I found that one interesting because it's yet another incident of someone who wants to be in touch with Gypsy needing to go through Kristy. It's just so strange to me, y'all. Is that weird to any of y'all? And then this one is outbound from Gypsy on March 16th, 2019. It says, "Blank, how are you? Thank you for reaching out to me and for the support. Smile. That was really sweet of you. I apologize for the slow response. JPay emails are slower than snail mail. I did get your pics as well. Nice tattoos. Smile. I'm doing okay. Since the Dr. Phil episode was filmed, I have obtained most of my GED just striving to pass the math. I have taken every class I can to improve myself while I'm in here. I have parole hearing in December of 2021. I am happy for you for your recent release. Smile. How are you adjusting to life in the free world? I have been down 4 years this June, and I find that my time is passing by fast and freedom is only a few short years away. I have 10 at 85%, so I have about 4 more left until freedom. Smile. I hope you have a lovely day. Have a big fat juicy burger for me. Smile. I bet you don't miss ramen soups. LOL. Tongue face. I'll call sometimes. I'm kind of shy sometimes. LOL. Kind of shy. Lord, y'all. So this must have been around the time that her Dr. Phil interview aired because there are a lot of random emails coming in saying, I saw you on Dr. Phil. I saw you on Dr. Phil. It's hard to tell which ones she replied to with a copy and paste and which ones she just ignored. But it looks like this is one she responded to because we got this inbound here on March 10th, 2019, and then an outbound on March 18th, 2019. And they've grouped them together like they do most of the time in the original document whenever it's the same person to and from. So above this email were a lot of relatively normal ones, so a few from women type things, telling about abuse that they'd been through and how it affected them and how they related to Gypsy. And it looks like they just got the copy and paste response about signing her petition and blah, 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 writing to Josh Hawley and all that. But then this one come in and it says, Dear Gypsy Rose, hi Gypsy, my name is blank blank. I have just learned about your story tonight and I wanted to tell you how much I care. I wanted to apologize to you personally for what has happened so far in this life. You deserve far better than all this. I must say, you are so very special, and I would be honored to be your friend one day. Maybe if you ever need someone to talk to, sometimes I can be here for you. I am just a lonely guy from North Carolina. I'm 29 and free. I work a couple of jobs and getting older every day. I do delivery mostly, and I work for a moving company as well, lifting heavy furniture and packing U-Hauls mostly. Your story touched my heart, and I wish you were free. You have been beautiful from the start of your life and get more and more graceful each day. I must say, Gypsy Rose, you have a smile that would light up the bayou at midnight. I hope your time left flies by. You deserve to be free, Gypsy Rose. I hope you all the best, and I will pray for your comfort and well-being and for your soul. I hope that when you close your eyes at night and lay down to sleep, that your spirit may be free and your body will be safe. I want to see you free one day. I want you to know that, Gypsy. I hope things are okay for you there. I know that you don't know me, Gypsy, but I'm writing you anyway and hope you will actually get this. I sent a few stamps too, just in case. LOL. You stay strong in there and fight the good fight. Your future is bright, Gypsy Rose. With a smile like yours and the beauty that flows from the inside out, you are the prettiest rose in the garden I see. Any guy would be lucky to have your attention, in my opinion. I sure would love to see you free one day, living a better life, and maybe one day find true love. To know what it is like to be able to be an adult and be free, to do all the things that are in your heart, Gypsy, to ride the wave of life and share it with someone who cares, to experience the world and to walk and work and serve the public. Driving a car while holding hands in the middle of the summer with the top down through the countryside. You deserve to have these things, Gypsy Rose. I could only imagine what it would be like. Don't let your dreams die in there. Keep them alive with everything you have got. I hope I have brightened your day just a little bit. Please write me back if you would like. I would love to get to know more about you, the real you. I wish you the best, Gypsy Rose. Yours truly, Blank. And then outbound from Gypsy, it says, "Hello, Blank. Thank you for the kind words. I really do appreciate that. I have adapted to my current circumstances and I'm doing good. Prison is not as bad as TV might have you believe. I stay busy with work and classes. I work photography for the institutional activities coordinator, taking pictures for the women. Smile. I have obtained most of my GED. I'm currently in school only for the subject of math, and I'm striving to archive that subject as well. And come summertime, I'm going to try my hand at nitro ball. I'm not very sporty. However, I want to try. Smile. These years seem to be going by fast, and I am only a few short years away from freedom. I see the parole board in December of 2021. Smile. In the meantime, I continue to gain personal growth each day, and this might not be the ideal place to learn about real life, but it has made me stronger. Anyways, I hope you have a lovely day. The emails take a few days to deliver, but I would love to keep talking. Smile. TTYL. Then this one is inbound to Gypsy and it jumps to April 1st, 2019. And it says, "It's so good to hear that you're keeping your head up and doing things in there that keep yourself busy. I'm so happy that you met someone. Do you plan on being with him when you get out? Congratulations on almost getting your GED. That is super awesome. LOL. I'm 24 and just got mine last year. What are some of your hobbies? What do you do for fun? Thank you so much for writing me. Is it hard dealing with everything that's happened? Do you want visitors? Sorry for all the questions. Just trying to make conversation, LOL, which I'm not very good at anyway. I'm seriously shocked you wrote back. It really does mean a lot to me. Talk to you soon. With much love, Blank." Then we've got somewhere the dates are so out of order. Like they're one is April 17th, and we jump to May 10th, and then we jump to August 1st. So I'm just going to read them how they are in the document. This is way out of order. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have any way to get them in order. And like I said, some people have done the Lord's work with AI and sorted them by date, but whenever that is done, it seems to drop a lot of words and the AI mixes up some of the inbound, outbound tags. So I would rather keep the information accurate, even if the emails are out of order, and keep reading off the OG document. Okay, inbound. "Oh, Gypsy, I am so sorry Blank betrayed you like that. Well, her and Blank. I knew that was private when I saw it over social media and was shocked. Good for you, cussing Blank out. She had no right, but neither did Blank. Is Blank okay with everything? I bet it's a lot for him too, but he's in love with you, so he will do anything he can. Did he ask your dad for your hand in marriage? How did it go? If I'm not mistaken, Blank lives in Seattle, or at least in Washington State. I think I read that in one of your emails. If that is true, that is so exciting. That means I can drive down and visit you easily. How's the photography job going? I remember you mentioned that it keeps you busy. Do you ever have time to meditate or do anything therapeutic? Just asking because I have taken on coloring to relax and focus on what is simple in life. Thought you might like to try. Let me know and I can send you a adult coloring book in November. I have found floral ones, angels, fairies. It's so cool to see the colors come to life. I know you probably will try to keep your phone calls with Blank, who can blame you, but if you ever need to chat with someone, you are more than welcome to call me. Blank, moi, in case it wasn't obvious that was a big kiss. Love you, Gypsy. Keep your head high, smiles wide, and firm feet on the ground. Outbound from Gypsy. Yes, I know who told. It was Blink, the woman Blink is working with when doing media. She announced my engagement in an In Touch article, and then other media outlets exploded the news. I did call Blink and cussed her out. I told her she could shove her interviews and her series up her ass and she could fuck off. And then I called Blink and had a serious talk with her and told her that if this interview doesn't stop ASAP, I am solely having a relationship with my father. She swears she's done with the interview, so I'm giving her another chance. As for me and Blank, we are doing okay. He's been strong throughout all the drama. The reporters have been hounding him left and right, calling his phone, his mom, his dad. It's crazy. But we just want to keep as much of our personal life as private as possible. People knowing we are together doesn't bother us. It's the negative feedbacks and comments on Facebook that's the issue of our stress. I hope it will all pass soon and be old news. Honestly, if Blank is willing to go through the headache of the media hounding him at all hours of the day and night, our relationship, as well as his character being judged, all to stay by my side and be, and then it cuts off. Inbound to Gypsy. Hey, Gypsy, I just learned you no longer have a relationship with Blank. Are you okay? Did she betray you again? I hope you are still in good terms with your dad, Blank and Blank. Outbound from Gypsy. Hey, yeah, I don't think I had gotten any emails from you in a while, but I did have to buy a new tablet, so maybe emails got lost in that time. Oh, yes, it was such a great visit. Dad made a gumbo. Yes, Blank did ask Dad to give his blessing. They actually went out bowling and drank a few beers together, and on the visit we all played cards. It was cute. When Dad was dealing the cards, he called Blank his son-in-law. Smile. It was a good time for all of us. Smile. So, Blank and I are getting married January 16th. And I did send them invitations to come. The ceremony is going to be in the visitation room. It may be simple, but it's the meaning is what matters to us. Plus, we will have our epic wedding when I get out. Smile. Inbound to Gypsy. Oh my God, that's awful. The whole 15-minute thing. And you guys are thinking of not staying together now? Seriously? Why is there a limit now? Honestly, I always thought there was a limit. It'll be okay. Doesn't he live near your facility so that he can visit you often? I understand this can be very hard for you, but you guys will get through this. I mean, you two have made it this far. Outbound from Gypsy. I'm doing better now that he and I have talked about the new phone time limit, and we are not letting it break us. Yes, he will be moving to Missouri in October, and once he's here, it will be so much better. We will work through this stuff. It's just, I get so emotional about being in prison. It's just so hard to be away from the people you love. I have my good days, and sometimes I have my bad days, but Blank is just with me through it all. Smile. Outbound from Gypsy. I'm in a depression right now. I just found out starting July 21st, this facility is putting a 15-minute phone timer on. One 15-minute phone call every 1 hour, which is devastating to my relationship. Blink and I spend hours and hours on the phone. We have date nights, and now the realization that there isn't going to be any more date nights is just really difficult to process. Above all else, I loved our time together on the phone, and he is just as brokenhearted over this as I am. Where my head is, it's already hard enough having a relationship with someone incarcerated, but to have a 15-minute call once an hour when before we had no phone limit time, we could talk 5 hours straight. And trust me, we could. My emotions are everywhere, and I hate to say it, but I feel like him and I have a really hard decision that needs to be made regarding us staying together while I'm incarcerated. Our, in a sense, togetherness is too limited. Inbound to Gypsy. Hi, Gypsy. So happy to hear you're doing better about all this. I know it's scary at first to be shocked by all that limited contact with Blank, but he loves you so much. Blank lives in Washington State, right? When you get out, will you move there? You probably already know this, but I saw Blank in another interview about you. I thought she was going to stop all that and stay out of it. Anyway, I hope she's not upsetting you still. I was curious, when you get out, do you know if you will be allowed to leave the country or visit other countries? Can your lawyer might do something about that? I would love for you to come to visit my city, Victoria. It's so beautiful here. You two would love it. So is your dad upset that you have limited time on phone calls? What about your photography? I'm sure it's keeping you busy still. I just wish I could visit you at your facility. I've seen some pictures and you look so healthy and beautiful, growing into, and then it cuts off. Oh my God, y'all, I think this is from the Cookie Lady. These are from the Cookie Lady. Because listen to this next one. Victoria is in Canada, right? Let me Google that real quick. Yeah, Victoria, city in British Columbia, Canada. Okay, inbound to Gypsy. Hi, sweetie. I guess you didn't get my last email. How was your parents' visit? I saw a picture of all of you with Blank. You two make a gorgeous couple. Where is he from exactly? Are you still doing all that photography work? My bakery is coming along. However, I had to change locations because the original location's landlord bailed on me and decided to go with someone else. Boo. But that's okay. I found a downtown location where all the tourists are. I really want you to come and visit my town. It's so beautiful here. And then our last sentence is cut off. Outbound from Gypsy. Hey, Miss Blank, how are you? It's been a little while and I just wanted to say hi. Smile. Inbound to Gypsy. Hi again, Gypsy. I hope you're doing all right. I understand your breakup with Blank is still hard. Just wanted to let you know that I have spoken to Blank and told her everything about my relationship with your father. We actually had a pleasant conversation. However, she did ask me if and how long you knew about me. I told her I don't know what Gypsy knows. I believe she only knows me as the cookie lady. I just wanted to give you a heads up in case she tries to trick you with certain questions. Also, she said you are no longer allowed to have visitors bringing food to you. Is that true? I remember your dad bringing us gumbo. Blink also said she would throw out my cookies if I send them again. I don't know how you feel about all that. When you have time, please let me know. Oh, damn. Yeah, we had read some of these emails already. Little Frodo pulled them out, but I didn't realize with those earlier ones that we were getting into the cookie lady. Even though we've read them before, I'll go ahead and finish up this little juicy back and forth. Outbound from Gypsy. Hi, Blank. I just talked to Blank, and apparently she is now aware of you and Dad's close friendship and kind of more. Oi. So he texted her saying he has to make a choice between you two now? What's going on? I didn't tell Blank I had known this for a while. Are you and him still emotionally involved? Anyway, I'm sorry it's been a while since I wrote. Things have been hard coping with Blank dumping me without a single reason why. He and I haven't talked in a month. Frowny face. Men suck. Inbound to Gypsy. Hi, cutes. So sorry you're in the middle of all this. Yes, Blanca has apparently found some emails that I sent your dad back in September. She emailed me with some threats and wanting to talk. I didn't respond and won't respond. Your dad ended up telling Blank everything about me, including the cookie lady info. He did tell her he has to choose, but I think Blank will shape up after this, and your dad will stay with her, and that is totally fine. I'm not here to take your dad away from her. Your dad and I agreed that if they can work things out, then they should. Your dad and I stayed in touch and talked a lot. He would often fantasize about moving up here and getting a job in Seattle or Akakda. I think she meant to write Alaska. I didn't take your dad too seriously because it was a long shot. Also, we considered your situation because we wanted you to live up here with us. So I was going to buy a house for all of us to live in. Your dad was told you couldn't come up here, but I briefly researched and it turns out you can with a few loopholes to jump through. I don't didn't think your dad was being too serious about being with me, so I just played along. He has a lot on his plate and needs to make smart choices. I do think it's a safe choice to work everything out with Blaine. So sorry you're in the middle of this. Are you doing okay otherwise? In regards to men, you're going to have them lined up, so I think you should date for a while. Rod, I know Rod makes good money and everything as a boat captain. That's what everyone's always said. I mean, I don't guess know that. I don't know what his actual finances are, but I've always heard boat captains make good money. And we know, however, from the emails that Rod was always more than happy to get paid for an interview or whatever. And Gypsy talked about them not being able to send as much money when they were paying for me as college. So I said all that to say, when I listen to what the cookie lady is saying here, I almost get gold digger vibes from Rod. And she was like, I was going to buy a house for us and I am setting up this business. And I don't know. What do y'all think, friends? Am I reaching here? Am I right? Let me know. Okay, outbound from Gypsy. Hi, Miss Blink. Just wanted to let you know that video visits will be available for us to use very soon. They are currently making the installations. Once I know more info about the video visit access, I will let you know how to schedule a date and time for this kind of visit and any other information required. Smile, sending love and hugs. Gypsy Rose. Inbound to Gypsy. Hi, Gypsy. How are you, sweetheart? This is wonderful news. I can't wait to video chat with you. I just spoke to your dad about this and he's excited too. I bet this will be great for you and Blank. How are you two doing now? How are you and Blank doing? I hope she has kept her promise and is respecting boundaries. Oh, and I wanted to ask if you can talk to your lawyer about being able to travel to Canada. There are ways to make it happen, and he would know how to get the ball rolling on that. Outbound from Gypsy. After 2 years, Blank and I have officially ended our long term relationship today. Although our engagement seemed to be the momentary height of our couple bliss, We had been having issues for the last few months dealing with the stress from media attention, personal hardships, and the everyday struggle to maintain a relationship while one is free and the other is incarcerated. We have had periods of breakups and makeups and now equally realize that this is an unhealthy pattern for us both. The decision to go our separate ways was chosen based on the fact that I still have approximately another 4 years of incarceration left to complete before being released, and could only then have every element that makes a relationship work successfully. I gave my heart and soul into this relationship and had so innocently believed this time would have been my happily ever after, even with my current circumstances being fighting the odds, but I was mistaken. Though the last 2 years has had its ups and downs, I don't regret the happiness and love that was shared between he and I. I will keep these wonderfully beautiful moments and memories safe in my heart forever. Blank is a kind and loving person whom I still wholeheartedly love and wish him every happiness. Going forward, I will be focusing on healing from this heartbreak, and I ask for prayers so that I may find comfort in emotional healing. I will be throwing myself into my studies and continuing to try and achieve personal goals. Thank you for your support. Sending love and hugs. Outbound from Gypsy. Hi, smile. Yes, Blank and I are going through a rough patch. It's been like a month that we have been having issues with communication. I did get to meet his mom recently and it went great, but she did voice to me that she would like us to wait to marry. And after that, I had an emotional day and broke up with him because I thought that's what he wanted. Then 3 days later, got back together. And now he says he wants space and a short breakup because he wants to do what's best for me. He started working this new job at the Hyatt Hotel and they gave him a free night stay. Well, he told me he was going to get a drink and then use free night stay. Now, keep in mind, I'm already insecure, but being in prison adds to that. So I called him back 30 minutes after we had had that conversation. No answer. I called like 20 times. I was crying, worried he was going to take a drunk slut back to the hotel. Well, next day I got him to answer. He got drunk with his buddy and was ignoring my calls for the rest of the night because he was having a night with the dudes. When I say I cussed him out and screamed so loud, my normal squeaky voice changed and it was deep and full of emotional stress. I was pissed. He apologized and we left it in the past. He didn't sleep with another woman either. But I told him he has a responsibility to me as my fiance to answer the phone when I call because I'm in prison and that's my only way to get a hold of him fast. So he needs to grow up and realize he is not a 26-year-old bachelor, but a soon to be 27-year-old engaged man. I have no problems with him having fun with his friends, but he best let me know and answer the phone when I needed a little reassurance that things are good between us. Men, I swear, rolls eyes. I told him a wedding is not going to solve our issues. We need to be more prepared for what's to come. This is so funny, y'all. And the whole story about Ken breaking up with Gypsy that they put out there on Lifetime and how, like, oh my God, Gypsy didn't even know that it was because he thought she needed to find herself. If you love her, let her go, kind of thing. And no, he actually said that the whole time. But what they also left out is Gypsy got upset about his mom making one little cautionary statement and broke up with him. She broke up with him for 3 days, called off the wedding, then got back together, blamed it all on his mom and saying, "Well, I thought that was what you wanted, Ken." And Ken got pissed off about it, and then he broke up with her back. Said, "Actually, this is a mistake." Now we know Ken has no backbone. He come back. They're, he's baby daddy now. But that's a big part of the story that they completely left out, and I find that absolutely hilarious and interesting. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut off here and edit. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, friends, and we'll go out with a little palate cleanser. Have a good day, y'all. Hey, Bobby, you want to say hi to the people? You want to be an influencer today? Hmm? He won't even open his eyes for us, y'all. Turn on his head. No paparazzi today. Is that how you feel, Bob? No paparazzi, no cameras in your face? Go to cat. Yeah, he's not going to be an influencer for us today, friends. What about you, little man? Will you be an influencer, little Johnny Helldiver? You want to say hi to the people? He's purring, y'all. Giving us a nice purr.